Well, hello. Welcome back to another episode. As you can see, we're under the RV today. Why, might you ask? Because we had a little bit of a problem, nothing major, but it took me a while to figure it out and to pinpoint the problem. Thanks to other RVers and other YouTube videos, I was able to like pinpoint it and kind of do a little bit of a process of elimination. I'm going to show you what's going on and how I found the problem. Stay tuned. Very clean under here. Obviously, it's only driven about 1 hour, so there's not a lot of road grime or anything going on under here. But you see these two little tubes here? That's the blue one is the freshwater dump, like if I need to empty the freshwater tank. The white one is the overflow. So let's say I was filling my freshwater tank and I forgot to turn it off and it just keeps going. That will just start pouring water. So a few weeks ago, we had a lot of water on the ground going out to the front, and we were like, what is going on? Come down here and there's just water dripping out of this thing. And we both look and said, we're hooked into city water. Why is our freshwater tank being filled? So we go in, look at the sensors, and sure enough, the tank said full. So we come in and we dump it. Like literally just dump all the water, thinking, what is going on? I wonder if you can hear all the cicadas outside. So we come to find out that even though we're hooked up to city water, the pressure is filling up our freshwater tank. And I was like, that's ridiculous. So the first thing I did was lower the pressure on our pressure regulator. But then that really got bad for showers and everything else. And you know, we don't really set ours above 50 PSI. We're right at 50. Everything in this RV is held for 55 PSI. But we set it right at 50, sometimes like right a little bit below 50. So then it worked for a minute. And then I said, okay, it's doing it again. So I started looking at problem number 2. Well, I shouldn't say problem number 2. So I started looking for solutions. Solution number 1 I thought was the high pressure. Number 2, I'm over here at the docking station, and this is where our city water enters the RV. We have this little blue dial here that all it does is go from city water to tank fill. So right now it's filling up the freshwater tank. I turn this, back on the city water. So there's behind here, there's a little canister that basically has a little valve in there. And some people say you can remove that and see if there's anything fouling up the ball that lets the water through. So if the ball's this way, it let the water through, but if the ball goes this way, it stops the water. And sometimes something, granulars or rocks or something, get in there and make a little bit of a wear and make a channel for water just to leak in. But the problem was we were seeing this tank fill up within a day. And if it was just a little bit of a trickle, it would not take a day to fill up that tank. I did what you see here. I opened it, slammed it closed, opened it, slammed it closed while the water's on. And ironically, that worked for about a week. Then I said, okay, something's seriously going wrong. Let's move on to solution number 3. So problem solving solution number 3 was to get back here and to look at the water pump. And this is the problem. Not the actual water pump, but what's inside. So I'm gonna take this apart and show you what to look for with your water pump. Now guys, don't be intimidated. This is very, very easy to do. It's not hard. All you're gonna need is a towel to put under the water pump so you're not getting everything wet. And you're just gonna need some wire nuts because you're gonna clip off the main power connection. So let me get this disassembled. All I'm gonna do is take off this hose and this hose here and undo these wire nuts, and I will take this to a better lighting situation and show you what's going on. First things first, I almost just screwed the pooch. Turn your water off first, and your power to your RV. I just started unscrewing the hose and I was like, oh my God, I turned on the water to film this video to show what's going on. And I almost soaked everything in there. So turn your water off. And if you can, drain your lines so there's not a lot of water stuck in the pipes when you remove them. So don't make that mistake. So here's the pump, guys. Very simple. You have a negative and you have a positive wire. Just cut those off and then put caps on them. But as you can see, this is very clean. It's on a vibration stand. This is rubber, so it just doesn't vibrate through the whole RV. I don't know if I have to take this off for the new one or not. You have a little water filter dealy here. Flow says that way. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, there's a little arrow there. It says flow that way. So this is input and that's output. Now, as you can see, this is very clean. Normally, I've seen some videos where there's like sediment and rocks and everything. But since we have the clear source, triple filter, huge difference in the cleanliness of A, the water, and B, not a lot of debris or nearly zero debris goes in. So what I'm gonna do, and guys, don't be intimidated by what I'm about to do. This is super easy. I know you're seeing like a hell of a lot of screws here, but I'll be honest with you, this is an easy part. So what you want to do is these outer screws here, they just basically hold this manifold here. There's actually a diaphragm inside that opens and closes when the water goes through it. And there's actually two in here, and I'm going to show you. There's one big one in the middle, and then there's a tiny little one in here. So let me take this off and I will show you what to do. So all the screws are loosened except for that one, and a lot of water came out and dripped on my pants. I'm not going to show you my pants. Okay, so this is a diaphragm here. This has a lot of water ports and pressures and stuff, little pressure points. Actually, I'll just take it apart. That's all it is. There's the motor, the bearings, super easy. You want to make sure there's no debris and stuff in here because this is pressure for the water to shoot out. So let's talk about inside here. This is where you'll find debris inside. This little pink diaphragm here, I'm hoping you can see there's a little white piece showing right there. Basically what's happening is that's not seating in. See how the white is gone now? All I did was press it. So what's happening is when water comes in, or I'm sorry, goes in this way, it goes through a little port down there, pushes on this, and then it directs the water. What's happening is this is moving and unseating, so it never creates a seal. Right now I just fixed it. So I can go in there, turn it, put it on, and it'd be good to go. But it's so weak and worn out already that it'll unseat again and just start leaking. I bought a whole new pump. Some of you be like, well, that's ridiculous. Why not just replace it? Well, because it's cheaper to buy a whole pump than just to buy this top part with a new diaphragm. Plus, it's always nice because if the pump ever goes out, that pump is still good and I could just use a good diaphragm top. So let me show you the new one. By the way, all your information is here. This is a Pentar SureFlow. Here's your model number. Make sure when you order, the model number matches the voltage, the amps, and the PSI, or basically your pressure. Swish off pressure is 55 PSI. Make sure your amps are 7.5 max amps. Here's your 3 gallon per minute flow, 11.3 liters. But make sure your model number there. And there's a lot of other ones other than SureFlow. Like I went on Amazon and like 6 other ones showed up with the exact numbers and everything. So it really, you don't have to get the exact SureFlow. There's some out there for $100, there's some out there for $60, and there's some out there for $90. So ultimately they're almost all the same, and I'm gonna show you the new one. All right, so here's the new one. It is called Faboli. Show you this here. Faboli, I don't know how to say that, but the model number works, everything's the same. So basically, it just looks a little different. Feels the same. The vibration plate is a little different. It's metal with 4 rubber bumpers, as opposed to the whole thing cradling being in rubber. So it's not too bad. It's not gonna make it that big of a difference, but the wiring is the same. Your inlets and outlets, it's actually kind of nice because it comes with protectors so no debris gets in it while it's being shipped. Same screw pattern, everything's outside, it's just a different color. It's not just the black and the metal outside. This has actually got a nice coating on the outside of it, which makes it white. If you don't have the screw types of, if your hoses are the PEX and it's a lock hose, I don't know how to say it. I don't know what they're called technically, but it comes with adapters. So basically, if you have these press fits, I guess that's press fit, it just slides on there. It comes with adapters to put on the end here, and you just pop them on there, and then these are your on-offs as opposed to using this. But mine already have this in there with this attached to it inside the RV, so all I'm gonna do is put these away for safekeeping. So with no light in here, guys, I'm just gonna try to show you what I can before I install it. There are arrows on the front. Basically, it's gonna be like this. This is going right in here, and then the other one here is going down in here. So here are the wires. I have them capped. There's white and red, that's obviously positive, and then the solid white one is negative. All I do is just unscrew this and then put it in there, screw it back on, and you're good to go. I am gonna have to mount it back over here. I just have the towel in the way, so water drippage, but there's a nice little empty spot right here that it's gonna go to. So let me move the camera out of the way and just screw on. Again, this is not hard, guys. If I can do it, anybody can do it, and I'm not mechanically inclined. Ask Renee. All right. So everything is in, on, connected, dry, positive, negative, connected. Now these connections only need to be hand tightened, guys. They do not need to be cranked down. If you want to add some Teflon tape in there, you can, but the plastic on plastic is usually pretty strong. I haven't had any leaks. But yeah, let's go turn on the power on the inside and make sure this runs. What's up, Lily? I gotta turn the power on. Got the ice machine going. So there we go, water pump. Let's see if we can get some water. Nope. All right, so it's on, but what's going on here? Oh boy, look at that. So, note to self. When you do this, you're gonna be emptying the lines, and I guess it's got a prime. Look at that pressure. Yeah, that's coming straight out of the freshwater tank. Love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, so all in all, good to go. I guess the only test now would be is empty the freshwater tank and really run it off the city water and make sure nothing goes in. So stay tuned, I'll give you an update for that. But until then, I hope you guys found this video useful. I hope you found it informative, and I hope it solved the problem for you. So just to recap, if you are on city water and your freshwater tank is filling up, first things first, your valve that opens and closes from your intake of city water to go to that you switch to fill, open and close that a couple times while under pressure. It's not necessarily something you want to do all the time, but if you want to do it, try it a little bit and see what happens. The second thing is, behind that valve there should be a little filter. There's, depending on the model you have, whether you have like a Grand Design or some other Forest River or whatever, just make sure you look at the owner's manual and or search for other videos on YouTube about your specific RV. And the third one, your water pump. It's very easy to take that apart and put it back together. You really can't screw it up unless you take it apart, drop it in dirt. Then you really got a problem. Just look at the valving, where the valves are, and that's usually going to be where your problem lies. Also too, pressure. You don't really want to run anything over 50 pounds of pressure on your regulator. And you should always have a pressure regulator at your spigot before it even enters the hose that goes into the RV. Thanks again, guys. We appreciate you watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. We're still out here. We're still doing stuff. We're still breaking things, and we're still fixing things. So once again, thanks again for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And of course, thank you all you YouTubers out there that are RVers, for supporting JRNY Apparel. I've been getting orders for koozies like crazy. I know rally season's coming up, especially the Grand Design rally's coming up. I'm going to be doing some orders for koozies for people for giveaways. And guys, let me tell you, I'm going to be doing a special price. If you want koozies, I'm doing a special deal for 100 koozies for you guys. Send me a message, put a comment down below, say we want koozies, and I'll shoot you my email and we'll talk. Guys, thanks again for watching. Be safe out there on the road. Peace.